Hello, so today I'm going to be showing you how to make half of a granny square, half of this granny square here that we just made the other day, and later on you can put them together and maybe make a top with me. This is just my sample, so yeah. The yarn I'll be making this with is creme cotton. I do believe I said that completely backwards, my dyslexic brain. On my other one I said cotton creme, which I don't know, just makes more sense to my brain. But, and I realize I also said that this called for a 6mm hook, but this is actually for this pattern here, and it actually calls for a 6.5mm hook. It's a medium weight yarn, but today we will be using my trusty 5.5mm hook. And yes, that is my favorite hook size. So, let's get started. We are going to do a magic ring, then we're going to double crochet 10 into here, and then do a bobble in between each of those, then a half double crochet cluster of 4 into each center of those. Then we're going to make it into a triangle shape by doing 3 double crochets, 3 half double crochets, 3 single crochets, 3 half double crochets, and then our corner piece, which will be 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, and then we will complete that on the other side too by doing half double crochets, single crochets, half double crochets, and then double crochets again. And there will be a chain or a double crochet or a treble crochet going along the sides here just to try and keep them, I don't know, as even as possible. And then our last row we will be doing half double crochets into the front loops on this pattern only, so we get this nice ridge. So let's start that. We're going to do a magic loop by pinching our tail end in our fingers, wrapping it around twice, each time getting closer to our knuckles. We're going to go in between our 2 fingers here and grab our working end yarn, which is the one that is connected to the ball. We're going to pull that through and twist, and then we're going to chain 1. Well, I guess let's make this a little bit more manageable first. I'm going to stick my finger in here and just pull on the tail. You'll notice that one loop is a little bit tighter than the other one, so if you just pull that then to equal size. Now we are going to chain 2 and do double crochets, and making sure that we are including our tail as we go around. We're going to do 9 double crochets. This first chain counts as a double crochet, so 10 in total, so 3. Okay, so now that we have 10, we're going to close up our loop, but not fully tight because we want this to stay somewhat this shape. So when you have 2 loops in here, it kind of just ensures that you are gonna stay where you want it to go, because if you have 1, it's a lot more likely to come loose over time. So we're gonna pull on the tail. See how this back one just cinched up a bit? Now I'm going to pull on that one to pull this, not all the way tight, but semi-tight, so that this keeps this shape. Now I'm holding on to the center here and just pulling on my tail till I get to equal tightness there. Okie doke. Now for our next row, we are going to chain 3. And then we're going to create bobbles. Sorry, rotate your work. And then we're going to create bobbles into each of these tops of our chains here. So to do a bobble, we're going to yarn over. We're going to insert our hook into the top of the stitch there. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, go through the same stitch. Yarn over and pull up another loop. And one more time, yarn over, through the same stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. And you should have 7 loops on your hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, seven loops, and then we're going to yarn over and pull through all the loops on our hook and chain one, and that is a bobble. So we're going to complete a bobble in each of these stitches here. So yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop. 3 times in total, 7 loops on our hook. We're going to pull through all of those and chain one to close that up. Yarn over through the same, or through the next stitch here. We're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through the same one, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through the same one. Oops, missed my string, pull up a loop, and pull through all 7 and chain one. And at the end here we should have 9 in total of these bobbles. So we will just continue until we get to the end of the row here. Okay, now that we have our 9 bobbles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, we have one more here, and we're just going to make a double crochet into the bottom of, or the top of that chain there. And that completes row 2. Now row 3, we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to work not in this first opening here, but we're going to work in between our bobbles. So skipping this and working over into this one here. We're going to yarn over, go through that center there, pull up a loop, and yarn over and go through only 2 on our hook. So yarn over, go through the center, bring up a loop like we were making our bobble, but we're going to go through 2 of those loops. And we're going to do this a total of 4 times, and we'll have a total of 5 loops on our hook here. So our working end loop, and then our bobble or cluster that we're making now has 4 in it, and then we're going to yarn over and pull through all 5 loops, and then chain 1 to close, and chain 1 to get to the next one. So that will be our repeat there, is make a cluster, chain 1 to close, and then chain 1 more to get over to our next stitch. So yarn over, go through the center of those bobbles there, pull up a loop and go through 2, yarn over, go through the center, same center, we're going to do this 4 times, pull up a loop and go through 2, yarn over, go through the same center, pull up a loop, go through 2, one more time, through the same 1 and 2. So we have 5 loops on our hook. We're going to pull through all 5 and chain 1, 2. One more time, we're just going to go through the same, creating this double crochet 4 together, I guess would be the pattern term. And then all 5 loops and chain 2. So we're just going to continue this until we get to the last one here, and I will show you how to complete this row. Okay, we're on our last one here. We're just going to do one more. And pull through all those and chain 2. And now we're going to do a treble crochet into the top of this chain here, but only 3 high. So 1, 2, go into this one here, so leaving 1 chain as in between this post and that, if that makes sense. So we're going to do 2 yarn overs for a treble crochet, 2, go into the top there, it's a little tight, yarn over, pull through, and then pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. And that ends that row and keeps that at somewhat the same height, and I don't know, it just kind of helps it stay even. So we're going to churn our work, and now we're going to make this into a triangle. So we're going to start with 3 double crochet, or sorry, chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to do 3 double crochets into the center here. One more. Okay, and now we're going to do 3 half double crochets into this one here. Three single crochets into the next one. 1, 2, and 3. And then half double crochets into this next one again. And 3. And now for our corner piece. So see how that's all kind of nice in the same height, makes it nice and even. Our corner piece, we're going to work 3 double crochets, 2, 3, and then a chain 2, 1, 2, and then in the same one we're going to make 3 more double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to do half double crochets in the next 3 of those. 1, 2, and 3, and then single crochets, and half doubles again. 1, 2, and 3, and then last but not least our double crochets again. 1, 2, 3, and then into the top of this chain here. Only go in, oh no, we'll go to this one here, so that's 2 up, I believe. We're going to yarn over and do a double crochet. And that completes that row there. So now we have one more row to do here. We're going to chain 2, and we're going to work in this front stitch only, so leaving this back loop alone. So instead of going through both of these like you normally would, we're just going to work into the one. So yarn over, we're going to go through just the front loop and do half double crochets. I missed my first one there. And do half double crochets. So we're going to start here and half double crochet around the entire thing. So the way I come through is I'm just hooking it with my hook, going through the center of these 2 loops, and then grabbing my yarn, coming through, and completing my half double crochet. Okay, so when we get up to the top here, we have, find my loop that is my center one, is the next one. So we're going to work 3 into that one, just that same front loop only. 2, 3, and then just continue down the side, working in the front loops only, doing half double crochets. And then we will be done when we get down to the end. Okay, so we're at our last one here. We're just going to go into the top of this chain. And to finish, we're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, and cut that loop. Pull that tight. And there you go. We have a triangle.